Once upon a time, in the golden plains of the Serengeti, a young fox named Red loved nothing more than exploring his vast home, finding new trails, and meeting the many creatures who lived there. Red was clever and quick, always eager to learn about the world around him. One evening, as the sun dipped low and cast long shadows across the land, Red heard something unusual, a soft, frightened whimper coming from a nearby grove. His ears perked up, and he cautiously padded over to investigate. To his surprise, curled up beneath a bush was a young lion cub, shivering with wide, tearful eyes. Red's heart went out to the little creature, who looked so out of place and vulnerable. "Hey there, little one," Red said gently, making sure to keep his voice calm and soothing. "What's your name?" The cub looked up, sniffling, and replied, "I'm Max. I was playing hide-and-seek with my family, but I went too far, and now I don't know where they are." Red felt a pang of sympathy. A cub as young as Max should never be alone, especially out here, where nightfall would bring a host of prowling animals. "Don't worry, Max," he assured the cub. "I'll help you find your family." Max's face brightened slightly. "Really?" "Absolutely," Red replied with a smile. "I know these lands well, and together, we'll have you back in no time." With that, Red and Max set off together, Red leading the way as they navigated through patches of tall grass and thorny bushes. Red kept talking to Max, sharing stories of the animals he'd met and the places he'd explored, hoping to ease the cub's fears. As they walked, Red noticed the sky beginning to darken. The shadows stretched across the plains, and Red knew they needed to move quickly. Just then, a rustling in the bushes made both of them freeze. Out popped a porcupine named Spike, who was dragging a bunch of berries behind him. Spike squinted at them, his nose twitching. "Who's this young cub with you, Red?" "This is Max," Red explained. "He's lost, and I'm helping him find his family." Spike nodded solemnly. "I saw a pride of lions heading toward the river bend," he said. They looked quite distressed, like they were missing someone. Red and Max exchanged hopeful glances. "That must be them," Max exclaimed, his eyes lighting up. "Thank you, Spike," Red called as they hurried toward the river. Max's little legs worked hard to keep up, but Red stayed close, encouraging him with every step. As they neared the river, they encountered a steep bank. Red knew it would be tricky for Max to climb down, especially since it had rained recently and the ground was muddy and slippery. Red turned to Max, giving him an encouraging smile. "Hold on to my tail," Red suggested. "I'll guide you down." Max hesitated for a moment, but he trusted Red. He gingerly held onto Red's bushy tail, and step by step, they made their way down the bank. Red took extra care, making sure every step was stable before moving forward, and soon enough, they reached the bottom safely. Once there, they noticed something sparkling in the mud. Red's keen eyes spotted a small, round pendant, a trinket of some sort that must have belonged to a traveler. Max picked it up, his eyes wide with wonder. "Can I keep it as a reminder of this adventure?" Red nodded, chuckling. "Of course. You'll have quite the story to tell." They continued on, the sound of the river growing louder, and soon they spotted a group of animals drinking from its cool waters. Red guided Max past the herds of antelope and zebras gathered near the river, explaining that lions often preferred a spot further down where they could watch over the whole area. And just as Red suspected, at a small clearing near the bend, they saw a group of lions resting in the shade. Max's face lit up, and he started running toward them, calling out, "Mama! Papa!" A beautiful lioness looked up, her eyes widening in joy and relief as she saw her cub bounding toward her. She sprang up and scooped him into her large, protective paws. "Max," she cried, her voice filled with love. "Where have you been? We were so worried." Max nuzzled against her, then looked back at Red. "Mama, this is Red," he said proudly. "He's my friend, and he brought me back to you." The lioness looked at Red with gratitude shining in her eyes. "Thank you, Red," she said warmly. "You're braver than many and kinder than most. I don't know how we could ever repay you." Red dipped his head modestly. "I'm just glad I could help. Max is a brave cub, and I'm honored to be his friend." Just then, the Lion King himself, a majestic lion with a golden mane, approached Red. "We could use a friend as wise as you, Red," he said. "From now on, you'll be welcome to join our pride whenever you wish." Max beamed. "Does that mean I'll see you again, Red?" Red smiled, his eyes twinkling. "Of course, Max, friends like us are forever." And with a final goodbye, Red set off, feeling proud and happy. As he trotted back across the plains under the stars, he felt grateful for his little adventure and the brave friend he'd made along the way. Red knew that wherever his paws took him next, he'd always carry the memory of the brave lion cub who had become his friend. Till this day, Red the fox became a cherished friend of the lion pride and the little hero of the savannah. If you like this story and want more interesting and relaxing tales like this, leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next video.